The names we give to the different books of the Torah are, on the face of it, just the first words, letters, words of the book. Bereshit, in the beginning, Shemot, the names of the children of Israel, for what other people call Exodus, Vayikra, other people call Leviticus, and we call it, and God called. Bamidbar is the wilderness. And on the face of it, as I say, these are just the first words of the books. It's the content that matters rather than the title. But like many words, Bamidbar has two kinds of meanings, and these meanings indicate something about the nature and the character and the message of the book. Bamidbar has a root, medaber, to speak, and on the other hand, midbar, a wilderness, is silent. There's no speech at all. It's almost two things in contradiction with each other. But the truth of the matter is that in order to analyze oneself, in order to speak the right words and to understand the right language, we need periods of silence, periods that we can think and contemplate, to analyze and see how we should live our lives. Now, the book of Bamidbar, like many of the books, is a combination of narrative on the one hand and law. It takes place over a 40-year period, a period in the wilderness. And this is clearly a period in which the children of Israel are developing, are finding themselves, transitioning from slavery to a people able to go and invade a land and set up its own kind of government. So this transition was painful, and the narratives of the book talk about the struggles, the battle for leadership, the battles for individuals to weigh up how much they can ask for themselves and how much they should be dealing with society. In the Torah, we are concerned primarily with the narrative and with the law. That's what the Torah consists of. There's hardly any what we would call theology. It all comes indirectly, God explaining who God is to Moses, Moses trying to understand what God means. But apart from that, there is no, shall we say, philosophical, theological content. It's all concerned with how we should behave. And what the name Bamidbar indicates to us is the importance of silence. Later on, the mystics are going to call it hitbodedut, to be alone, alone with oneself and with one's thoughts. And they will emphasize, as do the mystics, as do the Muslimics, how important it is to have this time alone to analyze oneself. Now, other religions devote a lot of importance to silence, but usually within the framework of a monastery. In Christianity, the Trappist monks are silent. In Buddhism, there's a lot of silence in monasteries. We don't have the monastic tradition in Judaism. We're concerned primarily with coping with life in the normal run of things. And therefore, instead of going to a monastery to meditate and be alone for long periods of time or to indulge in silence, we have such mechanisms as Tanit Dibur, deciding not to speak for a period, a kind of a fast of words. But for us, this hitbodedut, the Tanit Dibur, the control of our language and of our thoughts, is something we do while we participate normally in the struggles of living life as it is. And that is the message of Bamidbar.